What's up, Internet? I'm Rick Wolf.
I'm TopsyBot 5000.
And together we launched a goofy little riffing show called Incognito Cinema Warriors XP.
Incognito Cinema Warriors!
He said you killed Klaus.
Did he?
How was I supposed to know he was allergic to cobra venom?
In my time, I've seen hundreds of boys just like him.
I'm fueled by the blood of the innocent!
Please go away. I'm hot. You're not.
Oh yes? Well, I'm rubber. You're glue. Everything you say bounces off me, and you're exploding.
You and I can be partners in other clean habits, Billy.
Time to wash your mouth out with me.
Oh, come on!
But since we don't feature 12-year-olds screeching obscenities over the latest iteration of Call of Duty...
Oh yeah, stay down! Stay down, you f***ing Muppet Humper! That's why you got dropped like a boy! I'm the f***ing ponies bringer!
Shut the hell up, you little fart stain.
Oh, is that the best you f***ing got? Nubanomicon ex-moron? Your idea of a comeback is f***ing off into a fan! Ah!
Oh, hey, Topsy, look! It's YouTube coming by to drop off our monthly ad revenue.
How serendipitous.
Wow, twice as much as usual! And they aren't even Canadian pennies this time. Good old USD.
USP, really.
Bye, YouTube!
Trust me, you do not want to do this. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Hey, can I get into that call queue?
Just had an opening.
Man, that's rough. If only there were some way to guarantee we get paid for suffering through bad movies and enriching video games with our snarky witticisms.
Well, I'm glad you gave me that insultingly blatant setup, Topsy. Introducing a revolutionary new product available 24/7 only at the URL below. For when YouTube ad revenue fails, there's Patreon. That's right, forget other crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter or Indiegogo.
More like Kickstopper and Indiegogo.
Sick burn, Robo Bro. See, what puts Patreon head and shoulders above the leading imitators is that it's not a one-time romp in the crowdfunding sack. It's a meaningful, lasting relationship between content creators and content backers.
Right, as opposed to a one-night stand site like Kickstarter, where we receive a lump sum that's spent and gone almost as soon as we get it. Patreon can not only fund specific projects we have, but with your support, it helps keep the lights on around here perpetually.
Here's how it works. We're a per-creation Patreon. That means if you pledge $20 to us, we receive $20 from you every time we release a creation here through Patreon.
This usually takes the form of a monthly game riff, or let's riff, if you're nasty.
But don't worry, you're not gonna get charged every time we upload a video to YouTube. We'll never charge for little promos or any one-off silliness we might do. That'd just be straight wiggity whack, yo.
Right. Now in the future, we may be able to start dedicating the time to release 2 videos a month, but if you can only support us for one, don't worry. You can set a monthly limit on how many creations of ours you get charged for. We'll show you how in just a bit. Now the part you've all been waiting for, the plethora of Patreon prizes.
Prize tiers and ever-increasing awesomosity depending on how much you're pledging. Autographed hard copies of our comic book series, rare art prints, your name in the credits, and hey, we know times are tough. We're in a zombie apocalypse. Bullets, barricades, and cricket bats ain't cheap, and you've gotta think about the kids.
Oh yeah, gotta think about the kids.
You gotta think about the kids.
Gotta think about those kids. Even if you can only spare $1 per creation, you still get early access to videos before we release them in all our Patreon-only posts.
But wait, there's more. Let's talk about the $10 level. If you join the team and pledge $10 or more, you're automatically entered into a monthly drawing to receive our Patreon prize pack.
Once a month, we randomly pick one lucky patron to receive all these ultra-rare items you can't get anywhere else outside our Patreon.
A TopsyBot 5000 trading card complete with bio and a squint-inducing 8-point font. A can of your favorite simulated food product and mine, the ever-ambiguous extra-generic whatnot. A coupon code redeemable at fellow indie riffer Josh Way's store.
Ooh, if you're a fan of fun with shorts, that's a sweet little score.
A 5x7 art print and protective top loader of Cylon by awesome local Kansas City artist Mario the Artisan Rogue.
Word up!
And another art print we just added by Jazz Carpenter, all the way from Ningbo, China, a gender-swapped Rule 63 Topsy.
Hey, I didn't sign off on that.
Now the crown jewel of the Patreon prize pack. These 8.5 by 5.5 jumbo flux perlers from our good friends over at the Crafty Chimera. Now you can finally hold in the palm of your hand our most adorable robot.
How many BB-8 love dolls will 50 large get me?
These are all nifty rewards, Rick, but I feel like we should offer something a little more personal for our higher tier prizes.
Oh? What'd you have in mind?
Well, the key to any successful crowdfunding campaign is to know the market, so I scoured Patreon all day to see what others are offering.
And?
Listen up, aging internet perverts! Pledge $50 or more and you get to pick what tawny, barely legal Johnny Cylon wears in his steamy Twitch stream.
Steam stream?
Pledge enough and he'll even go nude.
I'm nude.
Yeah, how about just a friendly Skype call?
Yeah, okay, that made me feel weird.
It made everyone feel weird.
I'll do it.
On top of all of this, Patreon tastes absolutely incredible. Oh, sorry. This usually never happens to me.
That's alright, Rick. You and Patreon can just cuddle. Oh. Now, there isn't a single product like Patreon out there that doesn't have some side effects.
Ah, here we go. Am I gonna have to hear about unwanted oily discharge?
Don't be stupid, Rick. There's no such thing as unwanted oily discharge.
20 BB-8s?
Oh. Side effects include a 5% loss of our earnings to Patreon itself, and PayPal takes a cut as well, not to mention Uncle Sam. Then there's covering prizes and shipping for prizes.
So be sure to tell your friends, family, pets, enemies, standoffish passerbys on the street about us, because there's a lot of expenditures that come out of what we make here on Patreon before it goes into the show's piggy bank. Just like the taxation system that chokes your income.
Haha, now Flux is gonna show you how to set your monthly limit.
Oh, hang on. Okay. All right. All you have to do is log into Patreon, go to the upper right-hand drop-down menu, select your pledges, find us, click edit, hit the checkbox next to optional, set a monthly max on your pledge, and you can opt to only support us for one creation a month. And remember, for your convenience, Patreon only charges on the 1st of every month. Easy peasy, living greasy. Don't act like you don't do it.
All my vomit, all for you. You can also raise or lower your pledge whenever you'd like, or leave at any time. Please don't.
So that's Patreon, boys and girls. Recurring funding for artists and creators. And it not only pulled ICWXP back from the brink of bye-bye, but it's shaping its future.
And when you join our Patreon, you become an inside investor and a real part of the team.
So please consider backing us for whatever you can spare. I mean, where else can you watch a man and 3 robots murder a deviant bar of soap?
And those are just a few of the kind of heartwarming moments we can continue to make with you if we can have your support.
You said it, Rick! All or some of this for the low, low price of whatever the hell you can spare!
Supplies are unlimited, so act whenever.
Order now, and we'll throw in laughter at your expense for believing this pre-recorded infomercial's deals are at all times sensitive.
Operators are standing by.
Okay, so should I install Windows with the Express or custom settings?
Order now!
Patronize us, won't you?
Hey you. Yeah, you. The attractive one. With the eye patch. We know what you're thinking. Not another post-apocalyptic puppet show asking for money. We hear you. If you can't spare anything to our Patreon, slapping that subscribe button silly is another great way to help out. And clearly, if you're still here, that means puppets doing disturbing things isn't a deal breaker for you. That's rare. Let's next level this and get weird, Ernestine. I guessed your name, didn't I? Well, you look like an Ernestine.